But I wanted this testimony, and I wanted him to talk about these things, to actually get out there and help strengthen the faith of brothers and sisters who may be lukewarm or not realize how precious life is and not realize that there's a judgment, or may have questions concerning whether or not there's a God altogether. The whole thing is this, for those who don't believe. Your unbelief doesn't affect a believer. An unbeliever is weak and are too afraid to say it. Or they consciously sin and convince themselves if there's no God, then I can avoid a judgment. Well, I hope through the Spirit of the Most High that even an atheist, those who don't believe, can open up their mind to the words of the Most High. And if not the words of the Most High, open your ears to someone who have witnessed it and come back to tell you. Because there have been many who went to the other side and wished they had the opportunity to come back, like the rich man in Luke 16. Some people say, well, I don't believe anything without evidence. Well, when you do get the evidence, you don't believe it. Every man and woman will stand before the judgment of the Most High and will not be able to utter. Especially once it's sealed. I thank the Most High for his mercy and his grace, and that grace applied to Azariah and giving him a chance to actually do more works. The Most High knew that he was in the body, knew that he was a part of the works, and gave him an opportunity to finish. I thank the Most High for that. I thank the Most High that we were able to pray and be there in a key moment. Okay? A life or death scenario. To also let brothers and sisters know that there's a power that's beyond the physical, that we see and utilize every day but yet ignore. Okay? And we all will have that day, brothers and sisters. We all will have that day. The day between life and death. We all will have that day. So the question is, what will we do going forward with this life? You have anything to say? Anything you need to bring out, Elder Lawyer? The floor is yours.
Just for now, because I know you have a few scriptures you want to go into.
Yeah, just go ahead. Just go ahead.
So just for now, I know usually when we come on, we usually state that we have a very profound discussion for the people. And usually from week to week, it is a very profound discussion that is timely and is needed. But I think out of all of the discussions that we've had up until this point, this is probably one of the most, if not the most profound discussion that we've had, because it relates to our soul salvation.
Yeah.
In the sense that, many other things we can discuss as far as knowledge and, so on and so forth, but to actually hear a testimony of someone who have went to the other side and have experienced and was humble enough to state that if it was all said and done at that time in their life, they wouldn't have made it. How many of us can be honest with ourselves and say that if the Most High was to call me home at this point in time, am I ready? So I think this conversation is very profound. And these scriptures that you have to go into, I think as we go into them, they're going to give all new life and meaning. Sometimes you read it just for knowledge's sake or what have you, but I think today they're going to be read and understood from a whole nother level. So that's all I have to say now.
Before you go, I need you to go into the scriptures real quick. The 70 that was taken out, and we go on to Esdras, to show where the Most High told him to hide the 70 in a moment. I need to go that first to the scripture. Then we're going to go into the 70. But before we go there, you have many people out there in the earth that would say, well, I can't believe anything the Bible's saying. I don't believe there's a God. You can have people that will probably hear this and say, well, this was made up. Or whatever the case is. But understand this. The Most High will be done, regardless of anyone's opinion. And the kingdom of heaven is only for a few. So the Most High is not going to slow up his program or stop it because someone is an unbeliever or doubt his truth. That will just be one more testimony against you in the day of judgment. The fact that you had an opportunity to see it and still denied it. Others came and explained it to you, and you still stayed in your wicked and evil ways. And to justify your ways, to excuse your ways, you just claimed he didn't exist. The Most High will never minimize his power to the mind of mere men. He don't have to. You think you're that important? You're not. He's not going to stop everything just so that you can believe. And it's only through the grace of the Most High and through the prayer that a brother who didn't believe, who once wasn't sure, and didn't believe, it was only to the grace of the Most High that the Most High gave him a real life scenario, personal, to the point where he had to believe because he witnessed the power of the Most High, and he had to sit there the whole time and see the power of the Most High work because it was with someone he loved. But how many people walk in this earth without those opportunities? Okay? It was only the grace and probably the prayer of Azariah that allowed his brother to actually see this. The Most High was like, I'll tell you what, you don't believe? Let's have it where one of the only people that you love, these only two brothers together, is going through something, and you will see my power through that intervention, through that particular scenario. You'll know I'm real. Now, brothers and sisters, all praises be to the Most High, and I'm glad the brother's healed. I don't need no metamorphosis or miracles and all those things to know the Most High is real. I've seen this over and over again. Go into a hospital where all the family has given up on a person, and I focus on the doctor and what's going on there, and the person walk out 2 days later. Okay? It happens so regularly that it's not a phenomenon anymore. It's having faith and know that the Most High is as real as lawyer sitting right here next to me. As you looking at me, the Most High is more realer than all of us. He created this ball we're in. Okay? He's more real than all of us. But we're too busy and distracted. We have disconnected ourselves from the power who made us. And for those who don't know his name, I'll tell you the name that heals and continue to heal. Ahaya. That's it. If you don't know him, get to know him. His name is Ahaya. He's the God of all gods. Okay? He's all in all. He's through everything. He's always present. And that's the healing power. His presence is the healing power. But someone have to walk in the room and pull things together and understand and actually tap into what's present. Instead of listening to these doctors. These doctors only know what they're taught in these science schools. They only know about the physical, the flesh, the carnal. There's no machine for the spirit, folks.